Kung Fu Panda can be safely called one of the most famous and beloved cartoons of our time. The series debuted on big screens in 2008 and told us about a clumsy panda named Po, who learns to utilize his potential as a martial arts master. We were transported to ancient China, a time of mystical powers, deadly martial arts, and insidious prophecies. The comedic component, the stellar cast, voice acting, philosophical lyrics, and original characters made the project a success among viewers of all ages. So when the original trilogy ended, many were saddened that Po's adventures had come to an end. However, we already know that a sequel is coming. Hey everybody, here's more with stars. Make yourself comfortable, because we are going to the world of the Dragon Warrior, find out what the trailer showed us, and what surprises we have to look forward to in this adaptation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Let's go. In general, Kung Fu Panda turned out to be one of DreamWorks Studios' biggest success stories. The first film grossed more than $600 million at the box office worldwide, surpassing the box office grosses of Marvel's debut film in the form of Iron Man and Disney's Valley. Let's face it, that's quite an accomplishment. Thanks to this, as well as rides, theme parks, and a host of other projects, Po and his team have remained viable for 15 years. Unlike other animated series, which tend to decline in quality over time, the Kung Fu Panda trilogy has maintained a positive reputation with critics and viewers. And while the expansion of the franchise has continued through the TV series, the confirmation that a fourth installment of Kung Fu Panda was in development was quite a surprise. Each installment has grossed at least $500,000 at the box office, and potentially this made the release of a sequel logical. However, the studio took its time with this decision and weighed the pros and cons for a long time, but how wonderful it is to have a sequel after all. Before the release of the highly anticipated trailer, the synopsis of the fourth installment has been revealed, as well as some interesting cast updates. In the sequel to the animated epic, Po will become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, which means he will have to train a new fighter to become a dragon warrior instead. On top of that, it was also announced that Academy Award winners Viola Davis and Ke Huy Quan will be joining the cast. Viola Davis is Amanda Waller from Suicide Squad, while Ke Huy Quan is Ouroboros from the second season of Loki and Weymouth Wong from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Davis will voice a new villain, Chameleon, while Quan will voice Han, the leader of a thieving gang that will assist Po. The addition of maximum stars, although in the localization we unfortunately will not feel it. Jack Black will also return to voice Po as he did in all 3 previous movies. The same can be said for the entire main cast. From the moment the new movie was announced, the main question was, will the famous Furious 5 appear in it? And the trailer added oil to this fire of excitement because it was never shown to us. However, the director of the project, Mike Mitchell, in a fresh interview, calmed all the fans. He directly stated that the Furious 5, along with many other familiar faces, will appear in the 4th part of the franchise. However, their role will probably be less prominent than before, because in the general outline of the plot, which we were shown in the trailer, they did not find a place. Most likely they will appear closer to the end to take part in the final battle. What else? Let's talk about the director. And the director of the 4th installment will be Mike Mitchell, who is a veteran of Hollywood animation. Admittedly, this is the first time he will act as director of Kung Fu Panda, but not the first time he is involved in the franchise. He previously worked as a creative consultant on the first movie, and even had a small voice role in the 3rd movie. Mitchell was even an executive producer on the 3rd installment about Panda. Agreed. The list is more than impressive. We are promised not just the spirit of the 3 previous installments, but something really new. About the main plot of Kung Fu Panda 4, enough is known at the moment. In the sequel, as we said, Po will attempt to find enlightenment on his journey to becoming the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. However, there's a slight problem. Po knows about as much about spiritual leadership as he does about following a diet. So even while meditating, he's still thinking about food. And to make things even more interesting, he must find and train a new dragon warrior before he can assume this honorable position, which of course won't be easy to do. Also, standing in his way is the most formidable enemy he's ever met, the chameleon shapeshifter, who plans to use her powers to incarnate all of Po's greatest enemies. That's why we got a glimpse of Tai Lung in the trailer, whose powers she has taken. However, the mighty snow leopard is not the only villain who will appear in the sequel. There's a 100% chance we'll see Peacock Shen, Bull Kai, and probably many more. As with any Kung Fu Panda movie, there's a lot at stake. Given that the former villains will suffer at the hands of Chameleon, there's a huge possibility that they'll end up siding with Po to fight him side by side. It would be a sort of redemption and forgiveness for them, which also fits into the world of the franchise. However, in the new installment, the stakes are higher than ever. Po must once again become a dragon warrior to protect the valley from this new threat. Helping him in this fight is the new heroine Jane, who is not burning to be his successor, but in all likelihood will begin her training. Jack Black has said in interviews that the character relationship dynamics are a mix of clashes and cooperation, but will end up being something new and awesome. From the trailer, it seems that the comedy component of the new part is in full order. Hans Zimmer, who took part in writing the soundtrack of all previous parts, will be in charge of the music, so everything will be definitely fine here. By the way, Jack Black also pleasantly surprised. He will not only voice the main role in the new movie, but will also write a song for it. The comedy rock duo consisting of Black and Kyle Gass is preparing something special for the upcoming sequel, so expect a musical surprise of sorts. The visuals are also not much different from the previous installments. It is, as before, well stylized, there are more small details, and the animation is still as meticulous. I'm sure that the fans will be satisfied. I am. Are you looking forward to Part 4? Be sure to write in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Perhaps someone is not even familiar with this masterpiece. Well, in this case, the whole trilogy is not ashamed to watch even now, and considering that there is a long weekend ahead, you can easily catch up with the rest of the movie. Panda will definitely not disappoint you. Well, that's all for today, friends. We'll see you all again.